like sometimes artists want to skip to breaking the rules before fully understanding them. And not that that's necessarily always a bad thing, but you can break the rules much more effectively when you understand them first. For example, what's got me thinking about this is I'm currently working on putting together a lecture for my drawing class on the picture plane. Interestingly, the picture plane is just not a concept that I was taught in my 4-year degree in illustration from a respected art school. It's just not something that was covered. Sometimes I feel like it's something that seems so obvious that people don't want to take the time to like put it into words. What is the picture plane? It's just a plane, a flat surface perpendicular to the viewer's line of sight through which whatever is depicted in the drawing or painting is viewed. It can often be represented in reality by making some kind of viewfinder. And you can find different artists have used different versions of this actual representation of the picture plane. But regardless of whether you're using a viewfinder, most representative drawing and painting is approached with this concept in mind, whether or not it's in reality. Why state this outright? Why say that, a representational drawing and painting is assuming that like you're looking at something in a flat plane that's perpendicular to your line of sight. It's like looking through a window. Yes, I know this is obvious, but it's by understanding this rule, this expectation of how art is made and used, that you can then break it effectively and actually understand what you're doing because you know the rule you're breaking and how you're breaking it. An example, we'll use the picture plane rule again because that's what I was talking about. So what are the rules of the picture plane that could be broken? So one part of the definition, if you look it up, is that the picture plane is perpendicular to the viewer's line of sight. What if we broke that rule? What if we made art that's intended to be viewed from a different angle? One type of art that intentionally breaks this rule and people find really fun and interesting because it is intentionally breaking this rule is chalk art that is skewed so that when viewed from a certain angle, it looks three-dimensional. Another art history example is in The Ambassadors by Holbein, which has the skull, which is stretched. And so when viewed from a different angle, not perpendicular to the plane of the picture, but from an angle, you can see the skull. But when viewed straight on, it's very stretched and skewed. I would argue that the reason that people find these things so interesting and fun and like pointing them out and sharing them with others is that these artists understand the rules well enough to break them effectively. So yeah, understanding the picture plane and like, well, of course, obviously, you don't have to state that a representative drawing or painting is like looking at the world through a window that's perpendicular to your line of sight. But when you understand that, state it out loud so that you can actually fully get the concept like into your brain, then it's much easier to effectively iterate on that concept and break the rules in fun and interesting ways.